As we know, sometimes a fast-moving hurricane is a better hurricane in a lot of ways, depending on where it goes. Now, this one seems to be hitting fifth gear at this point. Now we're going to go to our Ask Mike segment to ask the severe weather experts some of the questions that we have and you have about hurricanes.
All right, we begin with this. Now, we've been asked this question a lot, Mike, especially in the past. The eye is expected to go over my house. Is it safe to go outside at that time?
Well, it depends, obviously, but how can you resist not going outside, right? It's just human nature. I've done it. I was talking to Taylor Walker, our executive producer. She's done it in the past as well. You'll have an opportunity in the next couple of hours to experience perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime experience where you're in the eye of a hurricane, but you got to be careful. You got to do it quickly, and you can't dawdle. So once you're out there, experience it, maybe take some video, then get back inside because you know what's coming, the other side of the storm. Most of the time, the other side of the storm is much weaker, and we think that will be the case this time. But remember Hurricane Wilma.
I was just thinking that it was so much worse than the first half.
Yes, in the textbook it says it's not supposed to be that way,
Right.
but yeah, when Hurricane Wilma hit in October of 2005, it was moving from the west to the east. The first part of the eye wall was pretty bad. We were in the eye for an extended period of time. Here comes the western eye wall, and boy, it was so much stronger. We do not expect that to be the case tonight, but still, take your opportunity, be careful, but then get back inside.
Wilma did not read the textbook on
No.
hurricanes.
Wilma did her own thing.
We talk a lot about the wind speeds in these storms, obviously, and we've been talking now with Nicole about the speed with which it's moving. But we do know that what it comes down to as far as taking lives and injuring people, that the water itself, not even necessarily the rain, but the water, the storm surge, is what we're most afraid of when a hurricane hits.
Absolutely. It's the storm surge, it's the freshwater flooding that claims more lives in tropical storms than any other element. Usually we break it down into four elements. You have the high winds, you have tornadoes, then you have rainfall producing flooding, and you have the storm surge. In this case, we're dealing with storm surge, and we've seen many examples so far today, incredible footage. And when we wake up tomorrow morning, I'm expecting to see, unfortunately, more damage along the Treasure Coast. Beach erosion will be significant, but yeah, it's the water. And I don't think we talk about that enough. In television, what's the first thing we say about the storm? It has winds of blank, right? It's now a hurricane. It has winds of 75 miles per hour. Obviously, that's important, but it's really the water. So when we talk about storms, you need to protect yourself from the wind, but you need to also be so aware of that water, especially storm surge and rainfall. Flooding should not be an issue with this storm because it is moving rather quickly. We've had some rain, but that storm surge flooding, as the storm makes landfall tonight, that'll be a concern as well.
Mike, we were talking, Todd and I we were struck by this video that we've seen a couple of times this evening of Volusia County and the homes right there along the beach. I mean, and obviously it was Ian that caused so much of that damage first.
Right.
But now with the beach erosion that this storm is causing, and to see the damage that's going to be done there, I mean, it's heartbreaking for these folks.
It's incredible, and it goes to how large this storm system is.
That it's reaching so far north.
The center is near St. Lucie County, and we're talking Volusia County, much farther to the north. The storm is so incredibly strong, and I think it also suggests just how powerful water can be, and sometimes we don't understand that, or we underestimate it too much, because water can just be so incredible. When we go to the beach, for example, the weather, as Glenn pointed out this weekend, will be nice. Maybe we go to the beach. Guess what? The beach may not be there, because the beach erosion will be so significant. I was talking to Brooke. She lives near the coastline in Palm Beach County, and she was saying the same thing. The beach is gone. And now, after 3 waves, high tide this morning, high tide tonight, and the actual landfall, it'll be fascinating to see how much is left.
And I don't think when we talk about storm surge, flooding and storm surge, especially storm surge, it is hard because people see the radar, you see the size of the storm. We talk about the speeds. And I was struck talking to the minister for Grand Bahama Island about being on the island after Dorian and asking her about storm surge and their rescues. And I remember driving across the island and asking the driver, we had the crew with us, what those marks were on the trees, these very high trees. What's that? He goes, well, that's how high the
water got.
storm surge was.
Yeah.
They were it was 20 feet up.
Yeah.
You had to look up to see how high the water got and how much damage it had done to whole villages and especially to the roads and homes.
Yeah, at storm surge, it can be so high. We saw it during Hurricane Ian, for example, and it really depends on your location in Florida. We are fortunate in one respect. Again, if you got on a boat in Palm Beach and went offshore just a mile or so, it gets very deep. If you did the same thing in Indian River County and started moving east, you would have to go a long way to find really deep water. It's shallow there. It's very similar to the way the ocean or the Gulf of Mexico is set up. So the shallow period of water there, the bathymetry there, it allows the water to build up and you can have significant storm surge. Our storm surge would be, even at a worst case scenario, would be nothing compared to what we saw with Hurricane Ian in Palm Beach County. You go a little farther north though, along the Treasure Coast, especially Indian River County, your storm surge values could be much higher.
All right, Mike, thank you. We appreciate you answering those questions for us. We're sure we're going to get some more over the next few hours.
We should have a new position estimate on the storm in about 4 minutes. Hurricane Center doing that every hour now, so we should have more.